Hey everybody, I'm Zach.
And I'm Jesse.
And you're watching Tesla Time News.
Episode 228.
On Now You Know. We are brought to you, as always, by our amazing Patreon patrons who support creating independent news every week here on Now You Know. Head over to patreon.com/nowyouknow, and there you'll find some amazing perks. We're also sponsored by BigBattery.com with the best battery prices in the USA, guaranteed. If you've got something you need to power, from homes to cars, RVs to boats, and much more, BigBattery.com has you covered. Offering the newest battery tech, use the code NowYouKnow to save 5% off your purchase today at BigBattery.com. This week's episode is sponsored by Blinkist.
Blinkist has over 3,000 nonfiction books that you can read in a blink.
Including, as I discovered, a new feature called Shortcasts.
What's a shortcast?
Well, you know how podcasts tend to be kind of long, which is great if that's what you're looking for. But how about if you're trying to learn a concept?
Oh, I see. So basically short and sweet might be better.
Exactly. So Blinkist offers shortcasts, which are quick interviews with authors about the main idea of their book.
So that way you could see if you'd like to learn more, maybe buy the book.
Right. I just listened to Blinkist's Beyond the To-Do List shortcast, Quitting for the Win, with author Dr. Stanley Robertson.
But I thought that Blinkist was a reading app.
Well, with Blinkist, you can either read or listen to short blinks of a book in just 15 minutes or less right here on their app.
So after listening to that shortcast about quitting, you're not going to quit on me, are you?
No, but I did learn when and why quitting can be a good thing. And the thing is, I don't think I would have ever picked up this book.
Kind of judge the book by its cover, huh?
Yeah, it's true. But because Blinkist recommended it this morning, I gave it a try, and I'm glad I did. I mean, I learned something. Blinkist is really an enjoyable way to learn more and to discover books that I never would have had time to read.
The first 100 people to use our link are going to get unlimited access for 1 week to try out Blinkist.
You'll also get 25% off if you want to try the full membership.
And the 7-day trial is completely free. You can cancel at any time during that period. And we're brought to you by EcoWear.us. You can find the shirts that we are currently wearing, along with a lot of other designs, over on EcoWear.us. And the cool thing is that we carbon offset the manufacturing, the shipping, and the life cycle of your purchase. And we plant a tree for every order. And we help cap a well for every order. We're trying to do as much as we can to have a reverse carbon footprint of your items, and the shipping is included. Reports are coming in that Tesla showrooms around the world are missing something.
Missing something? Like coffee mugs?
No, something much bigger.
Do they have like fancy paintings in those stores? Like what's missing?
Nope. The Model S, X, and the skateboards are missing.
What do you mean? That they're stolen?
We've been getting reports from people in California, France, Munich. They've been checking their local Tesla showrooms, and they no longer see the Model S, the Model X, or the Model S skateboard on the showroom floor.
Well, actually, did you know that Tesla discontinued making the skateboard 4 years ago when Model 3 production started? So does this have something to do with the upcoming expected Model S, X refresh?
Well, on Tesla's website, it now says to expect a Model S or X in 7 to 11 weeks, which is quite a long time.
Right. I mean, the Model S and X line has been shut down from December 24th until just recently, January 11th. Okay, so it seems like this is happening for real now. But what's happening? I mean, what's going on in the refresh? Is it the 4680s?
I mean, it seems kind of likely. Elon might be sandbagging on the production capacity at the new Cato Road battery facility.
Okay, so if it is the 4680, let's just like conjecture here.
Mm-hmm.
That would mean that the Model S and X would be coming back with an extended range.
It could mean that. It might not mean that.
You know what we should do? Our Patreons are almost always right when we do a poll. Like we've got smart people there.
Yeah.
So why don't we do a poll and find out what's going on?
Well, actually, done and done.
Oh, really?
Here it is.
Okay. All right. So what are they predicting?
So our patrons thought that major interior changes are going to be the most likely thing. They're thinking either a new screen or new seats. A lot of people think that the more modern screen is going to be a landscape screen. Kind of like the screen that you're watching this YouTube video on. Not too many people, hold their phone vertically to watch content that is made in this manner.
You know what's interesting? I drive a Model X and a Model 3 a lot. And when I'm in the Model X now, I find myself going like, why do I have to look all the way down here to find stuff? I'm so used to seeing it up here on the. So I mean, I do think that even though there's been a lot of pushback over the years about don't change the screen,
right.
I think it would actually be fine. I think everyone would enjoy it after a while.
And I mean, they could have a larger screen. They could have the 17-inch screen just turned, and it could be bigger than the screen that's in the Model 3.
Right. Or they could have the Mercedes 55-inch screen that we talked about.
Well, I mean, it really depends on the aspect ratio. But our patrons really did think that the 4680s were also going to be included in the refresh. They're thinking that it would probably come with a range increase, an efficiency increase, and maybe even a faster charging rate.
These would all be nice things.
These would all be nice things. Now, basically, nobody thought that they're going to be discontinuing the Model S or X, which makes sense. And almost no one thought that nothing was going to change.
Interesting.
So it seems like the general consensus on what we think is going to happen is that something is going to happen.
And that's the news. Something's going to happen. All right, well, Tesla released their latest safety report with Q4 2020 data. They said in the fourth quarter, we registered one accident for every 3.45 million miles driven in which drivers had autopilot engaged. For those driving without autopilot, but with our active safety features, we registered one accident for every 2.05 million miles driven. For those driving without autopilot and without our active safety features, we registered one accident for every 1.27 million miles driven. By comparison, NHTSA's most recent data shows that in the United States, there is an automobile crash every 484,000 miles. So I thought it'd be better to show this in a chart form because that was a lot of numbers. So you can see here in this chart.
Oh my God, it's going down! Oh no! That's bad!
Remember, this is seasonal data. That's quarterly data. So every winter.
Oh.
Yeah. So let me help you here.
Yeah.
This chart shows a trend line, and that shows that basically the numbers are getting better. So what you're seeing here, and if you're trying to like tell this to friends and stuff, is it seems weird, right, to talk about how many miles between an accident. But think of it this way: you get into your car, and according to NHTSA, the average driver in the U.S. can drive 484,000 miles. So you could drive back and forth around the country 100 times until you got into an accident on average. But in a Tesla, you get into your car, put it on autopilot, and you can drive 3.45 million miles before you get into an accident. That's 7 times less likely.
But wait a minute. That's what the autopilot's only on the highway. So, and everyone knows that the highway is super safe.
Is it?
Well, in terms of getting into an accident,
yes, you're more likely to get into an accident on local roads. In fact, you're more likely to get into an accident in a parking lot.
And especially a parking lot that's really close to your house.
Right.
Because, well...
That's where you are most of the time.
That's where you are most of the time. So, it's fair to say that, like, okay, but autopilot isn't the full story. And that's why Tesla includes with safety features on and safety features off. It really shows that there is an increase in safety as soon as you add that layer of safety features, because those two data trend lines show all miles. NHTSA's data includes basically everything. Right. So if you were to average out all three of those lines, and I would argue ignore the yellow line, Tesla's yellow line, because you should have your safety features turned on.
Right.
In between those two lines is the average, and it's way, way higher than the average American driver.
Yeah, about 3 or 4 times higher than the average American driver. Safer, and meaning not just when you get into an accident, meaning less likely that you will get into an accident.
And the amazing part about this trend line is that it's showing that autopilot is getting safer and safer.
Right.
Whereas if you look at the red and the yellow lines, they're not really doing too much.
Right.
And that's just because that's the level of safety that a human driver can perform.
Right.
Which means that Tesla's autopilot is getting better, which means that when it's full self-driving, even if it's not all highway miles and therefore is going to be lower, it's going to be able to get safer and safer over time, whereas humans are kind of stuck where we are.
And I would point out that green line at the bottom is averaged over a year, so it's not even actually moving as it should with seasonal data, so it's kind of misleading. Yeah, but this upward sloping Tesla line is awesome because it shows that in just the past 3 years, the cars are getting safer every year.
And that's in winter. If you take a look at the summer months, it's way higher.
Yeah. And speaking of safety, the Tesla Model Y has received 5 stars in every safety category in the NHTSA safety tests.
Yeah, take a look at these crash tests.
Yeah, the front driver side, the front passenger side, the overall side rating, the combined side barrier and pole rating, the side barrier, and the rollover star rating.
The Model Y has a rollover risk of 7.9, which is the lowest of any SUV recorded to date by NHTSA.
Now, you might be asking, how has Tesla achieved this? Well, the first is that there's front and rear crumple zones.
And they've added even beefier body structure than the Model 3.
As we can see here from Tony Pham, who, by the way, Tony Pham designed that for us.
He made that.
So he reported on Twitter a picture of the rear of his Model Y showing that his car, which he got in December, has a single casting rear underbody.
I mean, that's really cool. And having a single rear casting, I mean, yeah, nothing's welded together. You don't have to worry about welds. It's a single block of metal.
Yeah. So Tesla has announced that they are now making their own solar power inverter. Tesla said, Tesla Solar's inverter completes the Tesla home solar system, converting DC power from solar to AC power for home consumption. Tesla's renowned expertise in power electronics has been combined with robust safety features and a simple installation process to produce an outstanding solar inverter that is compatible with both solar roof and traditional solar panels. Once installed, homeowners use the Tesla app to manage their solar system and monitor energy consumption, resulting in a truly unique ecosystem experience. So here are some stats. It's built on the Powerwall 2 tech for exceptional efficiency and reliability. It has Wi-Fi, Ethernet, and cellular connectivity with over-the-air updates. So that means that even if you don't plug it in, it can still get the over-the-air updates just like a car can. It integrates with the Tesla Powerwall and all of your Tesla apps. It has a 97.5% efficiency. It has 4-point trackers, which is how inverters can be more energy efficient, basically. And it has a 12.5-year warranty. Now, I hear what you're saying.
It's pretty boring. It's a pretty boring story. Are we done?
Again, another seemingly boring story that will fall through the cracks of the mainstream media, because who cares about solar inverters? But this is another piece of the Tesla vertical integration story. They've put another piece into the puzzle, which means that they can control costs and control supply. And I know that's boring, but that is the big story about Tesla that people miss.
Right.
Here's another boring story. According to Electric, Tesla has filed this report with the FCC to use a new millimeter wave radar sensor that operates in the 60 gigahertz band.
Okay, what does that mean?
You know how all of our Teslas have radar sensors? Well, looks like they're going to be using a new radar sensor. I'm assuming that it probably has better range, maybe more granularity to it. Now, it doesn't look like we'll be learning much more about this until the confidentiality agreement is over in July, but we'll put the link to the report below. I read the whole thing. Didn't understand the whole thing because I'm not a radar expert, but if any of our viewers can discern any interesting tidbits, please let us know. Now, on Tesla's career page on the Tesla website...
Wait, you've been hunting around on Tesla's career page on their website?
Well, I've been waiting for them to post the VP of Special Operations.
Yeah, they're not going to post job listings for the VP of Special Operations. No,
Then how are we going to get the job? Well, anyway, I was hunting around and I found this.
Quality Inspection Engineer, General Assembly in Fremont. Okay, so what?
So if you read the job description, it looks like they want to develop a system for automating the quality inspection of vehicles. It says the vehicle engineering team at Tesla is looking for a highly motivated quality inspection engineer to apply their experience with vehicle assembly lines and manufacturing software systems to lead the installation and operations of automation camera inspection systems into existing manufacturing lines. They must be willing to tackle whatever technical challenge presents itself and be willing to assist and learn from others in their areas of expertise, be it vision models, software development, quality engineering, etc.
So this doesn't sound like they're trying to hire a quality inspector. They want someone to design a computerized robotic system to do that job for them.
Exactly. The machine that checks the machine.
Interesting.
No, but do you see how important this is? Right now, Tesla has people who have to check out every car and be like, oh, that's not right. Send it back, right? And what if they miss it? Which we've heard from lots of people. They miss things. They're humans.
Right.
Computers don't miss things.
Maybe not. Depends on how good this person is at their job.
Right.
So over the years, many people have tweeted at Elon asking, when is Tesla going to come to India? And as we reported, Elon tweeted back last year. He said, next year for sure. Well, now it appears that Tesla is making good on that promise, as we are getting reports that Tesla filed incorporation papers on January 8th for Tesla India Motors and Energy Private Limited in Bangalore.
Vaibhav Taneja, Tesla's chief accounting officer, is named as one of the company's directors. Now, Tesla is in talks with 5 local governments in India where, here's the big question, are they picking a place to put a factory? Or are they picking a place to just have a headquarters where they're going to start opening stores and showrooms?
I think stores. I mean, let's look at some of the other rollouts that Tesla has done. Let's start with China. They didn't start in China by making a factory. They had been selling cars in China for quite a long time before there was any talk of the Shanghai Gigafactory. And the same thing with Europe. I mean, they were selling cars in Europe for the longest time, and shipping their cars to Tilburg and then distributing them from there. So I think that this could be the first step towards a factory, but I think for most people living in India, the exciting part would be I can actually buy a Tesla in India
and charge it there.
Yeah, and get it serviced. All the things that you want if you own a Tesla. Because up until Tesla puts in a supercharger network and service centers, having a Tesla in India wouldn't be the best thing in the world.
Right. Yeah, without a supercharger network,
it's
kind of like a Bolt. And we set up the Now You Know Clips channel because we've got a lot of stories on this show, but you may not want to share the whole show. So head on over to the Now You Know Clips channel where you'll find bite-sized clips that you can share with your friends.
So Sondors has unveiled its first e-motorcycle last week, what they're calling the Metacycle.
Now, we don't cover every new electric motorcycle that gets announced, and that's honestly because so many of them are super high-priced and limited production. But if the Metacycle becomes a mass-produced reality, we're going to be very excited.
And here's why. It fits into this weird middle ground that we have not really seen before. It has a price of $5,000, which means that it's fairly affordable, especially for motorcycles. It's lightweight. It weighs 200 pounds, 91 kilograms. It has a range of 80 miles or 130 kilometers, a top speed of 80 miles an hour or 130 kilometers an hour. It has an 8 kilowatt rear hub motor that can peak output of 14.5 kilowatts.
And it looks like a Cybertruck.
Yeah. And so my question is, how many of those could you fit in the Cybertruck?
Well, a great place to start talking about that would be at the Cybertruck Owners Club, which sponsors Tesla Time News. So head on over there and you'll find a crowdsourced reservation tracker that you can update and find your place in line. And check out their website for Cybertruck news, discussions, and community for Cybertruck enthusiasts and future owners.
And they have a 3D configurator allowing you to visualize the Cybertruck in any color, wrap, and logo, both on screen and in augmented reality.
So Lucid Motors is one of the latest EV companies that plans to enter the public market with a reverse acquisition merger, or SPAC.
Lucid is in talks with Churchill Capital Corp. To take the company public in a deal that could be valued at $15 billion.
Do you hear that?
I don't know. We got to keep going.
Okay. Currently, the Saudi Arabia Sovereign Wealth Fund is a major investor in Lucid. Lucid says it will start delivering its Lucid Air luxury EV later this year. And Proterra, the electric bus company, is also planning a SPAC with ArcLight Clean Transition Corp, or ACTC.
Yeah.
The deal is said to include $415 million in investment from Daimler Trucks, Franklin Templeton, Chamath Palihapitiya, Fidelity, and BlackRock, and could value the final deal at $1.6 billion. So if this deal goes through, it would pump $800 million into Proterra to fuel their growth.
Proterra has already produced and sold buses, over 500 so far.
Now, the reason why I'm investing in this SPAC, as opposed to the Lucid SPAC, is this Proterra SPAC is supposed to close in the first half of this year.
But I don't like SPACs!
Don't fuss, honey. I'll have your SPAC.
Can't I just have a stock without any SPACs in it?
I love SPACs. They're wonderful. I'm having Nikola, Canoe, Workhorse, Lucid, Arrival, all the SPACs.
But I don't like SPACs!
Yeah, so I was pretty excited to invest in the Proterra SPAC because if this goes through, it's a way to get into Proterra, which is a company that's already making electric buses. I mean, it's already a revenue-generating company, which is kind of unusual for SPACs nowadays, right? You got companies like QuantumScape, which aren't really selling anything yet.
Right.
But Proterra's been doing it for years, so this is a way in, and I'm really excited. All right, so you remember this, right? The VW ID Buzz electric van, or the Microbus.
Absolutely. I mean, the VW unveiled this in 2017, and wait. It's 2021 now, so I know what you're going to say. They've announced it's coming out. Yes! Oh, I've been waiting for this thing for so long.
Hang on.
It's so cool.
Hang on. Hold your horses.
It's like the VW Microbus meets electric, and it's so customizable. I love it.
I'm sorry.
I can't wait. I'm going to go buy one.
I'm sorry I got you excited there. Hold your horses, because I do have a statement from VW America's CEO, Scott Coe.
Oh, okay,
I
great.
wish it was coming next year. It's not going to come quite as soon as that. It's going to be a little bit later than that.
this was from like a year or two ago, and now it's going to be coming out, right?
No, according to VW, the reaction's been huge, and we just got to get it here. It's as simple as that. So it looks like we won't be seeing it this year or next year.
So it's not going to be delivered until 2023?
Unfortunately, that's what it looks like. Here are the specs, though. 369 horsepower.
You know no, I don't care. No, I don't care. If it's not coming out for another 2 years, the specs can wait until they deliver the thing. Who knows?
Okay.
I mean, these specs that we're talking about are 2017 specs that they leaked, and they're like, oh, these are going to be the specs. They're not even going to be relevant in 2023.
Sorry.
Give me a break. Gee.
I know.
I want it, and they're like, well, we can't do it yet. Just have to do it. The response has been huge. It's like, okay.
Then make it.
God.
I know. So the U.S. Department of Justice announced last week that Toyota is being fined $180 million for failing to comply with the Clean Air Act emissions reporting requirements from 2005 to 2015.
What does that mean? What do you mean 2000? What?
I just kind of learned this. I didn't know that the government allows these big auto companies to self-report.
About what?
About their emissions.
About their emissions. About the dangerous things that their cars put into the air that we breathe.
Yeah, and so from 2005 to 2015, over that time, Toyota sent in 78 reports late, some of them 8 years late. It failed to file 20 emission recall reports and over 200 quarterly updates on recalls. The DOJ says Toyota's conduct likely resulted in delayed or avoided recalls, with Toyota obtaining a significant economic benefit, pushing costs onto consumers, and lengthening the time that unrepaired vehicles with emission-related defects remained on the road. Now, you might be saying, well, it's good that Toyota finally got caught and they're forced to pay the largest civil penalty for violation of the EPA's emission reporting requirements.
But is it though? I mean, so $180 million to you and I, that's a lot of money. That's more money than I think we're ever going to earn and spend put together in your whole lifetime. But Toyota is one of the largest car companies on the planet. So what does this actually mean to Toyota's bottom line, $180 million?
Well, let's take a look. Toyota made $272 billion in revenue in 2019. So this fine is just $10 a car.
In 1 year. But this is over the course of 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's but then, I mean, roughly that would be like $1 a car for 10 years.
Mm-hmm. It's a slap in the wrist. And don't forget, while this was going on, Dieselgate was going on. So Toyota knew that this was all going on, and they knew it was self-reporting, and they knew they'd get a fine, and they did the math, and they said, oh, you know what? Let's just get the fine.
Okay, but wait a minute. So, let's put Toyota to one side for a second.
Okay.
Shame on Toyota, they did the wrong thing. Mm-hmm. But self-reported emissions, that's kind of like self-reported murder? I mean, no, because emissions literally cause deaths.
Yeah.
So this would be like if it's like, hey, everyone, I just want here, government here. We just wanted to ask that if you do any kind of murders or maybe like other crimes like burglary and if you do any crimes, just let us know, and then we will we'll be in contact with you.
It's form M62.
Yeah, we decided that we're not gonna like have anyone like out there who's gonna try and stop you or like investigate you. You gotta report to us if you do any like bad kind of murder stuff.
But be accurate, please. Make sure you fill in every line.
And I mean, if you're late in the reporting, or if you don't issue in the reports on the murders that you do, we might fine you. But like not much. I think we're probably thinking like what, like $1 kind of a day per day.
So make sure you fill out those forms.
Look out, because we're coming after you. I don't like Toyota, but how is our government set up that it's like, go to self-report?
Because corporations write our laws. I mean, right, it doesn't apply to us. Like if you're driving down the street, it's not like self-report if you go too fast.
Yeah.
No, you get pulled over and you're in trouble. Like,
and the fine hurts.
Right. Or if you don't pay your taxes, the government can take your business. But here,
they can take your house.
Why aren't we taking their business?
Right. Why don't we just roll the tanks up in front of the factory gates and say, "Oh, Toyota, well, so nice of you to arrive at work today. This is the United States owns this company now because you didn't follow the law that we wrote, which is really lenient to begin with, of self-reporting, but you didn't even follow that part.
I mean, in 2003, Toyota was hit with a $20 million fine for selling 2.2 million cars with non-compliant onboard diagnostic systems. This is their business plan. And then everyone who drives around in a Prius gets to go, aren't I wonderful? I'm taking care of the environment. No, you're not. You're driving around in a company car that doesn't care. Ew, this makes me so mad.
And I think we're going to talk about this more on the Patreon bonus stories.
Or we won't, because my blood pressure might explode.
Well, let's talk about something that's going to relax you.
Oh, yeah?
It's GM Celestiq. Celestiq.
What?
I'm sorry, it's not GM's, it's Cadillac Celestiq.
What is the name of this car?
Celestiq.
I don't know if that's an I, though. That might be a slash.
Celeste/Q. This is an ultra luxury EV with bespoke, hand assembled craftsmanship and a projected build rate of only 1.2 vehicles per day.
I'm sorry. I think you said 1.2, but I think you meant like 1,200 vehicles a day.
No, you heard correctly. 1.2 vehicles a day. I don't know how you make 0.2 of a vehicle.
Wait a minute. Hang on. I'm sorry. Hang on. 1.2 a day. Let's say they make one every day.
Mm-hmm.
What, 400, 500 a year?
Well, yeah, but you got to factor in that it isn't expected until 2025.
Wait, hang on. What?
Don't worry though. It's got smart glass.
What's smart glass?
Would you like to know,
No.
Weather Boy? It's got a 4-quadrant roof, so you can basically tint different parts of the glass roof on this ultra luxury EV.
Come on. Really, GM? This is your something that's not coming out ever. It's not. This is never coming out.
I know it will excite you.
Okay.
All-wheel drive
Yeah.
and 4-wheel steering, just like the Hummer.
But why do I need that in a luxury car?
It's luxurious.
Shut up. All right. Let's just do the next story.
BrightDrop, an
Ooh.
ecosystem of electric first to last mile products for logistics companies.
That sounds cool. BrightDrop. So this is a new company?
Well, it'll be a new division of GM.
Oh, wait. This is a GM announcement.
Yeah.
All right. So GM's getting into logistics?
Yes, and this introduction is going to include their new all-electric shipping system using these EP1s all-electric shipping pallets with built-in hub motors that can carry 200 pounds or 90 kilograms.
Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, an autonomous box that comes out of the truck and just goes to where it needs to go.
Oh, no. You think that they're moving by themselves. They're on a conveyor belt there. The motors are for the people moving them.
Wait, so you need people?
Yeah, they have to pull it along. But don't worry, they're not going to be pulling that hard because the motors are going to be helping them out.
Okay.
And that's the idea. And you can chain them together, it looks like. So you could be moving, 400 pounds of stuff.
Okay. It's
Pretty
electric.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I'm all right.
And here's the other cool part. They are going to be also introducing the EV600 electric vans.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, these are going to be 250-mile range electric vans powered by Ultium batteries with 600 cubic feet or 17 cubic meters of cargo space and 120 kilowatt charging.
Wait, I'm sorry. You said 120 kilowatts of charging. That's like less than the basic supercharger.
Because there's some 72s and there are some 120 kilowatt superchargers.
But I mean, this is the Ultium battery. It's the Ultium battery.
Well, yeah, but they only go 250 miles, so you don't need that much charging. They're going to be sitting there and unloading. Well, actually, no, because they're going to be unloading really quick because they use the special EP1 unloading system that looks really complicated but cool.
All right. Well, is GM actually going to make this, or is this just another video?
Well, they announced that they're going to be making 500 of them for FedEx later this year.
Okay. I guess this is interesting news because it shows that GM, I think, is finally realizing they're going to have to compete head-to-head with Tesla. And they're like, what can we do that Tesla's not doing? Oh, Tesla's not making trucks and doing logistics, so let's get into that space, which is actually not a bad idea if they can pull it off. All right, you ready for the Renaulution?
Oh, no. Is this another stupid auto brand thing?
You say you want a Renaulution.
I didn't say that I wanted a Renaulution.
Well, Luca De Meo, the CEO group of Renault, said, "At Renault, we embrace the waves of disruption and create our own nouvelle vague. It's about bringing modernity to the automotive industry. we'll move to an energy brand, strengthening our EV relationship with the Electropole project and investing in hydrogen, aiming at achieving the greenest mix in Europe by 2025. We'll also be a tech brand through in-house innovation and through the Software Republic, an open ecosystem dedicated to develop a European expertise in key fields such as data or cybersecurity. This will give us a competitive edge as a service brand with high-tech connected services on board and off board. And this vision of modernity, we anchor it in France because as a brand, we know our soul and our strength lie in our origins.
And their origins are tech brand, energy company, hydrogen, and the tech company is like going to be cybersecurity.
I can see
or data, and it's going to be what? Okay,
I can see I'm confusing you. So let's just focus on what you're used to, which is EVs. So Renault's newest EV. Check this out. Renault introduced their newest prototype called the Renault 5, based on the classic Renault R5.
Right. So, okay, great. Tell me more. What are the stats?
Tell you more about what? There's no stats.
Oh, okay.
This is the Renault 5.
Okay. So when is it coming out?
Oh, they didn't tell us anything about a timeline.
Okay. Do we have a price?
No, this is the Renault 5.
So
just take it in. Just absorb
it. Wait.
It.
So there's no specs, there's no price, and there's no timeline.
No.
They just showed some CGI renderings.
This is the future of Renault.
And is it yellow because it's a robo-taxi, or is it just they just like the color?
I guess. I don't know. There's no talk of anything. It's just the Renault 5.
And they're going to get into hydrogen.
Yeah. Why not?
They got to get into something else. They can't be a car company forever. They realized. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. What else you got for me? Wait, is this all from... This is
CES week. So we're getting a lot of crap this week. How about this?
Okay, yeah. What?
Marketing departments have been busy. Hyundai keeps posting new teases and new images for their upcoming all-electric Ioniq 5.
I thought we just talked about the Renault 5.
No, the Ioniq 5.
Right.
5 must be like in the zeitgeist right now or something.
But what's better than 3?
5! So as we reported last week, Apple and Hyundai have reportedly been in talks, so it is possible that Hyundai could be building Apple's new EVs. And one of the video series shows off the Ioniq 5's new bi-directional charging, which is really cool. So you can go camping and plug in a whole lot of speakers, or plug in an oven, or maybe plug in a treadmill.
Well, but that's not necessarily bi-directional charging. That's just an outlet. I mean... You can do that. It's just an inverter that hooks up to the battery, and then you...
Tesla doesn't have that.
No, it's true, but I don't think that you can call it, but it's not bi-directional charging. Charging goes through the charge port.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. This is what they showed us.
Okay.
Another thing they showed us. Does your Tesla have this?
Given only 5 minutes to charge, which device will be the last one standing? Survive to the end. Whatever it takes. The competition is fierce. No one is going to risk losing.
Oh my God. What are we going to do? Help me.
Ready, charge, go. We are ready.
I don't think I understood. Is this a race?
Oh yeah, they can charge 100 kilometers, that's 62 miles, in 5 minutes.
Okay, but let's put that in perspective. The Tesla Model 3 on the version 3 supercharger can charge 83 miles in 5 minutes. So, I mean, it's fast. That's great, but it's not like this is new.
But still, you can't plug in an oven in the middle of a forest. Huh? Gotcha.
Well, there you go. No, I mean, that's fun. I really do. I do like that someone understands, oh, hey, a big battery in the middle of a forest is actually kind of a neat thing. That's something that's new in all of humanity.
Yeah, it changes camping.
We've never had this before.
We're going to have so many new problems with campsites, by the way. I mean, because now with all that power and you can bring all your speakers and your whole setup and like, people are going to be like, can you keep it down over there? Shut up, Grandpa! I brought my pants! All right, now for those of you who are like, stop crapping on other car companies, Zach and Jesse. You're just always pro-Tesla and negative on everyone else. Well, we're not negative on real all-electric car companies like this one, Lordstown. Lordstown Motors is scheduled to start producing the Endurance all-electric pickup truck later this year.
Yeah, and we knew that already. It has a $52,500 starting price, 4 hub motors, and a range of over 250 miles.
Yeah, but did you know that they just announced they have 100,000 pre-orders? That's a lot of orders.
I mean, I knew that we were on the list, and I think I heard last fall that they had 50,000 orders, but 100,000 orders, that's $5.2 billion worth of trucks. See, I mean, that's pretty impressive, and I'm very excited to see it. Granted, they've never sold a truck before, but that's just a fact, and I'm not crapping on the company.
Right.
I'm excited to see what they come out with.
Right, because I mean, this is really exciting news because it means that a lot of people who aren't even like in the EV world who just want a pickup truck are excited enough to go sign up for a pre-order for this truck.
I mean, granted, Tesla already has 1.4 million reservations, but yeah, I mean,
people might be playing both sides, you know? Put
That's
down
true.
100 here, put down 100 there, and see which one they like.
That's true.
All right, it's time for Going Green. So Zakua is the first Mexican brand of electric cars designed to ensure that your driving experience is exceptional.
Cool. These look like little neat, nifty cars.
Yeah, this is the first Mexican electric car brand that I've heard of. So this is the MX-2 and the MX-3. Both of them start at about $599,000.
Oh my God. That's so expensive.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mexican dollars.
Oh, okay.
That's 30,000 US dollars.
Okay, that's pretty affordable. So what are the specs?
You get 34 kilowatt motor, so nothing beefy, but nothing bad for a small car. That's 87 Newton meters of torque. You get 18 kilowatt hour lithium ferrous phosphate battery with level 2 charging, so 0 to 100% charge in about 8 hours. And the range is 160 kilometers or 99 miles of any DC, so probably closer to 80, something like that. Top speed of 85 kilometers an hour or 52 miles per hour. So this is pretty much a city car.
Now the $30,000 is feeling a little pricey to me. I mean, for something that doesn't have any quick charging and has a tiny range. I mean, granted, in 2012, you know, a Nissan Leaf basically has most of the same specs.
But I mean, hopefully with scale, the price will come down.
That would be really exciting. Yeah, if they could bring that price down, not even that much, although quite proportionally,
Right.
kind of a lot. I think that it's very exciting.
I don't know if the Mexican government or if any of the state governments there give any incentives, but if they did, that could help a lot.
Yeah, I mean, a Mexican-produced EV car sold in Mexico, I think that would be a good platform to go on.
Yeah. All right, it's time for Into the Future.
Escape into the future.
This is the new all-electric ferry in Bangkok, Thailand, the Mine Smart Ferry. Mine stands for Mission, No Emission. It has an 800 kilowatt hour lithium-ion battery.
Wow.
800, that's a lot. It can hold 235 passengers and travel at 11 knots cruising speed.
And just for those landlubbers out there, how many knots be in the land comparison speed category?
Well, lad, 11 knots is 12.7 miles an hour or 20.4 kilometers per hour.
Sure, that not be that slow on the opens.
It's got solar on the roof, but the most interesting part for me is this.
What?
That is 26 CCS2 DC fast charging plugs. So the boat is being charged in parallel in about 15 to 20 minutes.
Why don't they just have one big plug?
I'm guessing that this is just all off-the-shelf parts, that they basically could buy the chargers already because those are just car chargers. And it's like, why invent something new when you could just buy off-the-shelf stuff? Keeps the price down.
And it keeps...
And it keeps that guy employed.
Yeah. A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
By the time you get to the final one, you probably have to unplug the first one.
Well, maybe that's a good workflow.
Yeah. All right, it's time for sunspots. So a new study out of East China Normal University in Shanghai has found what could be an interesting discovery. And let me be clear, I'm not saying this is true, but it could be true.
Okay, so what is it?
Researchers claim that adding capsaicin, the chemical that makes chili peppers hot, to ultra-thin perovskite solar cells during production increases solar power conversions from 19.1% without capsaicin to 21.88% with capsaicin.
Wait, so you're making spicy solar panels? So you're literally adding capsaicin, which is what determines how hot something is. When you're like, oh, it's so spicy, that's capsaicin.
Yes.
You're literally, and that's also in pepper spray.
Yep.
You literally take pepper spray, put it on the solar panels when they're being produced. You make a spicy solar panel.
And it makes it more efficient. Makes more electrons flow out of it. I gotta ask, like, were they in the lab one day and someone spilled their hot sauce and like, oh, just don't crap.
Nothing. And then they're like, hey, man.
Whoa, those are amazing solar cells. And you're like,
What did you do?
well,
I was thinking I could add some capsaicin to it. This is like the chocolate chip cookies. Like all innovations are basically mistakes.
right.
I think
It's gotta have been a mistake.
it was like, oh no. Yeah, that's
So I think we should just start adding all sorts of crap to all sorts of things and just see what happens. Now, if you want to put solar panels on your roof and see what happens, call our friends at EnergyPal. They're the team of solar and battery experts that help homeowners go solar for less. Check out this list of states in the U.S. and Canada. If you see your state on there, then that's definitely a place where they operate. So give them a call. The link is down below.
and make sure that you tell them that Zach and Jesse sent you.
Maybe they'll give you some capsaicin. All right, it's time for the video contributor stories. And before we go to this section, I just realized we're running kind of out of them. And I think that's because you guys forgot that this is your part of the show. So
What have you guys been doing? Slacking off on us. This is your
get off the couch and go film a story. Tell us about your car or your solar panels or something interesting. Shoot it in landscape, 2 minutes or less, no music, and send it to Zach at nowyouknowchannel.com, and maybe you'll be on the air. So what do we got this week, Jesse?
We got Todd in Iowa.
Have deer in the front yard. And Teslas in the backyard. This is Iowa.
Wait, what?
Hey Zach and Jesse, my name's Todd Shaw, and do I have a Tesla Time news story for you? I have a Tesla, and I live in Iowa, where the climate is cold and snowy. At the moment, Iowa does not have a Tesla service center. So, if your Tesla needs service, a Tesla Ranger will come to you. They will come to your house, garage, or shop. It's freaking awesome and super convenient. As a Tesla owner and early adopter, I naturally root for Tesla, the underdog, because it's in the best interest for all of mankind. So, one day the local Tesla Ranger reached out to me and asked if Tesla could borrow my shop for a day. They just needed a warm, dry shop and a fast internet connection to do a large batch of over-the-air updates. I excitedly said yes. This is what innovation looks like. No other car company would allow innovation like this. No other car company would allow boots on the ground to put forward an idea like this and then act on it. This is why Tesla is dominating. This is how Tesla achieves its mission: to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. A huge thanks to Elon and everyone at Tesla.
Wait a minute. He's now a Tesla service center?
Like a temporary one? Yeah. Thanks.
Wait, because Iowa won't let Tesla service the cars? What the heck, Iowa?
I know. That's pretty stupid. But Todd, thank you so much. That's such a wonderful thing to do.
A super wonderful thing.
I know. Wow. And you should definitely go check out his channel. He made a dual wheel drive electric bike.
I love stories like that, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
That's why this community is amazing.
Yes.
What other car, can you see anyone else being like, oh, sure, Ford, yeah, you just bring all your Fords to my house?
Yeah.
No. All right, it's time for the Patreon bonus stories. If you want to help support us, head on over to patreon.com/nowyouknow and support us for as little as $1 a month, and you're going to get to see all these upcoming bonus stories, plus all the other ones we've done for all these years.
And we're back from the Patreon bonus stories. Wow.
Wow.
Been a while, guys. I know that for you,
Can you
it's
check my
just
blood
been
pressure?
It's just been a...
For you, it's just been that, but for us, it's
just
been a few years.
Patreon bonus stories. But for us, it's been 50 minutes.
Yeah. All right, who do we got for Patreon shout-outs this week?
We've got Jorg Osarek,
Christopher Scott,
Romeo Owusu Ansa,
Robert Bejarano,
Jonathan Miller,
Adam Comer,
Ali Hussein,
Theri Stucker,
Patrick Blasius,
Jerry Rubenfeld,
Soltimacy,
Michael Johnson,
Vic Alberico,
Carolis Alcari,
Anthony Laria,
Kenny Moore,
Cybertruck,
and Chris Singleton. Thank you so much for being our patrons. All right, it's time for Elon's tweets of the week. Do we have a lot or a little? It's a medium? Medium batch?
Continues going up, so yeah.
All right, Sam Corris says, factories build cars, Tesla builds factories. And Elon said,
The factory is the product.
look at that rising sales there. Viv was talking about how autopilot is pretty amazing, and Mark said autopilot is one of the least known about life hacks.
Elon said it is. Very true.
This article from The Economist is talking about how artificial intelligence could add $16 trillion to the global economy by 2030.
And Elon says much more than this and increasing rapidly. And I mean, this one just speaks for itself. It's pretty good.
So check this out. This is a video, Jesse, of the speed of light visualized on a world map.
And Elon said 300 kilometers every millisecond, but there are times I wish it were faster. And it's a little misleading because the big white thing there, it would actually start to very quickly get separated because the Earth is round.
All right.
Okay, I just wanted to point that out. Okay.
Machine Picks wanted to point out this squid warehouse logistics robot by Bionic Hive.
Whoa. And Elon said the robot future is coming.
Oh, yes, it is.
Scott Manley said, we just have to make sure humans stay in charge. And Charles Boyer said, I don't know. Given the crappy job the humans in charge have done, maybe reporting to an AI would be an improvement.
Elon said, hate to say it, but it might be true.
Lyobamir said, Dear Elon, I'm a game developer and I'm making a game about colonizing Mars with you and SpaceX in it. If you think it's cool, all I need is the go-ahead to use your name and logos. I will post this every day for a year or until I get a yes or no. This is post 154 out of 365. And Elon said,
You can steal our name and logo, and we probably won't sue you.
I've seen this post every day for 154 days. Then Connecting the Dots says, make a silly walk lane in Giga Texas's recreational area. Extremely efficient CapEx. Only takes 2 signs to raise 1 million smiles.
Elon says, sure. Well, it's not true because you do have to invest in the silly walks themselves.
That's true. It takes a lot of research and development. I mean, you can't get that without some time and money.
Right.
Omar said, Elon, I'm a high school student currently in the 10th grade and would love to do a summer internship at SpaceX to learn more about rockets and help with SpaceX's vision. I have a strong passion for rockets and admire your innovative approach to colonizing Mars.
Elon said, we don't have high school internships, but please apply when you're in college.
I thought you said don't go to college.
College?
And then John Krause said, Starship under the stars. Pranay said, still aiming for SN9 flight this weekend?
Well, obviously that didn't happen, but Elon said 2 of the engines need slight repairs, so it will be switched out. We're making major improvements to ease of engine swap. Needs to be a few hours at most.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so apparently just like you can change your car tires, you can change your rocket engines. You just, and you replace it.
Wow. Then Wikipedia said that we're celebrating our 20th birthday.
Elon said, happy birthday, Wikipedia. So glad you exist. Me too.
Elon said, by the way, critical feedback is always super appreciated. And Owen said, feedback? Stop calling the base Model 3 or Y Standard Range Plus. Tesla is an aspirational brand, and anything standard just isn't appealing, no matter how many pluses you add. Solution: simply call it the Model Y, period. Just without the period, obviously.
Yeah, you're right.
Elon agreed. Said, good point.
Model Y. Model 3. It's not a Standard Range Plus.
Yeah.
Get that out of here. It's not like it says Standard Range Plus on the back of the car anyway. It only changes when it's the long range.
Yeah.
Hello?
Nice. All right, so we got results from our Patreon poll. What was the question?
Poll was, are you surprised that VW has delayed the ID buzz again? And the problem was I couldn't not write it sarcastically. So the first one was, what? Delayed? I can't believe it. And you could say it non-sarcastically, but I can't. My throat literally won't let me say that. So 51 people said that. I don't know if they're being sarcastic or not. Unfortunately,
they're not.
Most people are interested in it, but weren't that surprised that it was delayed. 141 people don't care.
All right, it's time for community mail time.
Community mail time.
And don't forget to send in your community mail time pictures and photos and stories. We love them. So send them on into Zach@nowyouknowchannel.com. We'll get them on the air. Oh, so this is baby Norma. Ricky said that my new daughter Norma listened to you guys before birth and finally gets to see you in person. Hi. That's awesome. Mark and Molly and their son William are showing off William's Radio Flyer Model Y Tesla and their Model 3 and Model Y and their 8.4 kilowatt solar carport.
Ooh, I want me one of those.
Yeah.
And Linda's dog is
Driver's license?
well,
Registration and license.
not a full-size car.
Oh,
so
okay.
technically under the U.S. government laws on moving regulations, Article C, dogs are allowed to operate motor vehicles so long as they are less than 800 pounds.
Good regulation.
That's not true. I'm not a lawyer. Don't take that seriously. And David got a great Father's Day present for his first Father's Day. That's the Model 3, by the way. His daughter came before that. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
And Sal just got his Model Y, looking really sharp. Except, what's
going on there in the bumper?
I guess it's a bumper protector. Depends on where you live. You got to protect.
Got to protect your bumpers. And then Ryder just had his birthday, and this is his birthday cake. So happy birthday, Ryder. Cool cake.
Didn't send us a slice cake?
Well, you can send it.
And this is Sadie, the guide dog. And thank you to her humans, Melvin and Donna, for sending us the picture.
I can't tell whether she's really paying close attention or just fell asleep.
I think it's paying attention. And then here we have Bachi, the dog, from James and Tina.
Hey, Bachi. All right, it's time for Supercharger Reviews. These are sponsored by our friends at Evannex, the Tesla community's accessory store. If you're looking for awesome accessories for your Tesla, check out Evannex and use our discount code NowYouKnow to save you $10 on purchases over $100.
Hey, Zach and Jesse. Tony coming to you from Macedonia, Ohio. It's a $6 supercharger, 120 kilowatts. This is in a mall setting, lots of amenities to keep you occupied. There's an Outback Steakhouse over here, a Hobby Lobby, Massage Envy if you want to unwind after a long drive. I would say I would give this a 5 out of 10. Now you know.
Hello, Zach and Jesse. It's me, Madeline, and today I'm coming to you live from the Stockton, California Supercharger, right off of March Lane and 1 mile from the freeway. There's not much to offer here except for a sandwich shop, so I would probably give it a 7 out of 10. But since it comes with a free ice hole, I have to mess with it a bit and drop it down to a 6 out of 10. There is 3 destination chargers and 12 stalls here, and it's back in the Hilton Hotel. And there's not really much to do here, as I said before, except for a sandwich shop. It's a bit of a walk away, but it's something, you know? So overall, I'd give this a 6 out of 10. Thank you. Goodbye.
Hey, Zach and Jesse. I'm here in Albert Lee, Minnesota at the Supercharger. My car's charging right behind that truck over there. You've been here before, or this has been reviewed before, but what was not here before is a brand new CHAdeMO and CCS charger. So pretty cool. Hey, it's the electric revolution. Now people have some options to go from Minneapolis to Des Moines. There you go. Now you know.
Hi, Zach and Jesse, Quinton and Annalie, coming to you from a 4-stall 120 kilowatt supercharger in Taupo, New Zealand. As you can see behind us, there's a few Teslas already. We've got shops and everything across the road, and then we've got the beautiful Lake Taupo right there. I wonder if you can see that. So yeah, we'll rate this charger 8 out of 10 because amenities like public toilets are just around the corner. Thank you, and now you know.
As a Vero Beach resident, I thought I would do a review of my local supercharger, which is located at a Wawa gas station just off the exit on Interstate 95, which of course is the main interstate serving the east coast of Florida. It's about 31 miles south of the supercharger at Melbourne and about 21 miles north of the supercharger at Fort Pierce. So all in all, I give this supercharger station very high marks, 250 kilowatts, very close to the interstate and not crowded.
Hello, Zach and Jesse. Rakib here from Germany. I am at a brand new supercharging location just 80 kilometers northeast of Munich. The name of the location is Wurt an der Isar. My Model 3 is charging there. These are V3 chargers, so these are supposedly capable of delivering 250 kilowatts. So I'm recording
The full charging session and the charging video is available at my YouTube channel. So the location is nice. You can also walk around here. The area is quite nice. It's green. If you want to travel from Munich to Prague, this is a nice stop. So I will rate it 9 out of 10 just because of the convenient location, and there are some nice places to take a break and get some food. So here you have it, brand new V3 supercharger near Munich. Now you know.
Wow, those reviews were awesome. And if you want to upload your reviews, you can head over to nowyouknowchannel.com, click on the supercharger review page where you can see everyone's supercharger reviews that they've submitted, and you can submit your own. All right, so what do we got for new superchargers this week?
There's only one.
All right, so rock, paper, scissors for who gets to do it. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right. Number 2,106 in the world is 968 in the USA is the 8-stall version 3 supercharger at Tappahannock in Virginia.
Wow, only one.
Yeah, it's a slow week, I guess. They're ramping up for the next week. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, it's time for the Patreon giveaway. We're going to be giving away a Poster Envy poster. What's our poster this week? Oh, it's a Elon poster. I'd like to die on Mars, just not on impact.
Awesome.
All right. Who's the winner?
The winner is Raymond Kent.
Congratulations, Raymond. And to get into this big barrel of fun, just join us on Patreon. And the more you support us, the more often we put your name in.
Well, and you've made it to the end of the show, so congratulations to yourself. Leave a like if you've made it this far. I think it's the least you can do. Let's talk about the Investor Club, because we had a really interesting call the other day.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking to the co-CEOs of Aptera. That's the solar-powered 1,000-mile range car that we are getting multiple... Did that leak on you again?
I think this is the same marker as last week.
Oh, maybe it is. But yeah, join us on our Now You Know Investor Club, because we're going to put that, we talked to them for an hour and a half. We had, 160 people on the call, a lot of them asking questions. That goes up on our Patreon, so you can watch that, because there's going to be a funding round coming up. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, join us on that. Our Slack is taken off too. We have like almost 1,200 members.
Yep.
So I can't even keep up on there anymore. It's so much information.
Yeah,
it's
awesome. Like any kind of green investing that you want to look into, there's like probably over 50 people already looking into it and know way more than you do.
Yeah, and we got like a whole spreadsheet of cool investments there. It's really awesome. And also these people are awesome because they support the show. I mean, all of these people you see here are patrons who give $5 or more a month. And so if you head on over to Patreon, you can join this list and show everyone that you're supporting the channel, because we are moving people in the right direction. We're all in a big boat, and we're going in the right direction, which is awesome, because a lot of people in the world, they're not going in the right direction.
Well, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Now you know.